Detroit Red and the Harlem Knights. Then after a short time in Boston, Malcolm moved to Harlem in 1943. Soon after his arrival in Harlem, the young Malcolm became acquainted with the underground scene and became an initiate into the dark underworld of drug dealing, gambling, extortion, robbery, and pimping. Malcolm was dazzled by the nightlife in downtown Harlem, which he used to call the Technicolor Bazar. At only 17 years of age, Malcolm already had a street reputation and a significant network of criminal contacts and acquaintances in Harlem. As his profile developed in Harlem, he operated under the street name Detroit Red, so called because of reddish hair he inherited from his Scottish grandfather. But by 1946, at the age of 20, he was convicted on charges of burglary and sentenced to a 10-year prison term. He eventually served almost 7 years at Charlestown State Prison and was released in 1952. The prodigious protege. As an inmate, Malcolm soon earned himself the nickname of Satan because of his intense hatred for God and religion. In jail, Malcolm met John Elton Bembury, who was commonly known as Bimby. Malcolm had a profound respect for Bimby. He was a self-educated convict who had reformed himself and taken to serious studies and enlightenment while in prison. Under the guidance and encouragement of Bimby, Malcolm had developed an appetite for books that can only be described as Epicurean in proportion, and such literary indulgence that eventually led to his weakening eyesight and heavy stigmatism, subsequently resulting in his much-needed use of glasses. Yet despite this setback, Malcolm consumed knowledge like a desert rose consumes sunlight. By the time he had served his sentence, Malcolm had read large volumes of classical text. He had engaged in many prison debates with visiting scholars from Harvard and MIT, while in his spare time he had even handwritten the entire English dictionary. During his 7-year term in custody, Malcolm received a letter from his brother Filbert informing Malcolm that he had discovered the natural religion of the black man. Filbert and the rest of Malcolm's siblings had now joined a movement called the Nation of Islam, and they were now inviting Malcolm to join them. But to this invite, Malcolm responded with fierce opposition. A short while following the first correspondence, Malcolm received another letter. This time it was from his older brother, Reginald. Malcolm thought that the letter was some sort of clever strategy or hype written in coded Lan.
Until we meet again, thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.